Ever walked into a room and felt the shift in energy, like you just disturbed something you didn't even mean to? That's not paranoia, chosen one. That's spiritual sensitivity, and it's why you're different. Why is it that every time you try to blend in, the universe seems to push you back out? Why does your soul itch when you're around too many people? A chosen one I once knew, let's call her Eden, used to cry after every social gathering. Not because anyone was mean, not because she was lonely, but because her spirit felt exhausted. She'd walk into rooms with a bright smile, but always walk out with a spiritual hangover. People loved her, but they also drained her. Eventually, she stopped trying to fit in, not out of bitterness, but out of awakening. She realized she wasn't meant to be everywhere. She wasn't meant to sit at every table. She was chosen to build her own. Chosen ones, you aren't antisocial. You're spiritually preserved. You don't have social anxiety. You have a divine assignment. And with that assignment comes selective energy. In this video, we're going deep into why chosen ones can't be around too many people. It's not arrogance, it's not weirdness, it's divine design. By the end of this video, you'll understand the deeper purpose behind your solitude and why your path looks so unlike the world's. Stay till the end, chosen ones. It's time to wake up to who you really are. Your energy introduces you before you even speak. Let's begin. Number 1. Your energy is a mirror to others. Chosen one, let's go deeper, because your presence isn't just a vibe, it's a revelation. Ever walk into a space and feel like you accidentally hit the spiritual expose button? Conversations shift. Some people get overly friendly, while others start fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or suddenly trying to dominate the room. You're not imagining it. You're not overanalyzing. That's the silent quake of divine energy entering a space that wasn't ready for truth. Chosen ones don't just exist. They disrupt, distill, and distinguish. You don't need to speak truth. It radiates off you. Science backs up this mysterious effect. The human energy field, yes, it's real, is known as the biofield. Studies show that emotions, intentions, and thoughts can actually alter this field. Chosen ones have a heightened biofield due to their deep spiritual connection. You're broadcasting on a frequency most people aren't even tuned into, and when they sense it, they don't know what to do with it. That's why your presence is like a spiritual X-ray. It scans, it reveals, it transforms. But here's the kicker. People feel you before they even know you. Your energy arrives before you do. And because you carry light, truth, and divine awareness, you shine a spotlight on every hidden motive and masked intention. It's not judgment. It's clarity. People sense that you see them, their real selves, not the polished version they've curated for the world, and that's scary for some. You don't ask questions. Your presence is the question. And no, you're not an emotional sponge by accident. You were wired this way, spiritually engineered to discern. You detect the unsaid. You feel the unhealed. You know things you shouldn't. That's divine intel. But this gift comes with responsibility, and let's be honest, it gets heavy. That's why your soul craves isolation, not to hide, but to recharge. You're not avoiding people. You're preserving your signal. You're tuning back into source so you can keep broadcasting truth. Don't let the world guilt you for needing rest. Solitude is your sanctuary, not your sentence. Chosen ones aren't meant to be spiritually available 24/7. You're not everyone's therapist or emotional landfill. Your energy is sacred ground, not public property. When you step back, you aren't disappearing. You're refining. You're sharpening your discernment, so when you re-enter the room, you bring clarity, not chaos. So, Earth Angel, keep shining without apology. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to be felt, to shift atmospheres, awaken souls, and remind the world what truth feels like. Not loud, not boastful, just real. And in a world starving for authenticity, that's the most powerful thing you could ever carry. Number 2, you're spiritually wired for depth, not small talk. Let's be real, chosen one. There's a reason you've always felt like the odd one out at the party, the outlier at the lunch table, the quiet thinker in a room full of noise. While others are content orbiting the superficial layers of life, chatting about weekend plans, celebrity gossip, or weather updates, you're over there trying to figure out why your soul aches every time a conversation lacks depth. You're not antisocial, aloof, or trying to be difficult. You're just not wired for surface-level existence. You were born to plunge into the depths, where conversations touch the spirit and silence speaks volumes. Society, however, loves its scripts. It wants everyone smiling politely and nodding on cue, even if the topic is as hollow as an echo chamber. But for you, those scripted pleasantries feel like sandpaper on the soul. Your truth? You crave connection that feels like communion, exchanges that crack open the chest and spill something real. You're not broken for craving that. You're rare. In fact, you're neurologically unique. Studies in personality psychology reveal that individuals with high levels of openness to experience often reject shallow interactions. They thrive on introspection, abstract thinking, and emotional authenticity. And people like you? They also tend to have heightened empathy and sensitivity to emotional cues, meaning you notice what others miss, feel what they suppress, and sense the undercurrents beneath what's said. It's like being fluent in a language most people don't even know exists. This is why you sometimes feel isolated, why you walk away from a group conversation wondering why your energy feels drained. It's not because you're antisocial, it's because your spirit knows the difference between noise and nourishment. Small talk is like eating sugar when your soul's starving for real food, but don't mistake your solitude for something being wrong with you. That space around you, that quiet season, it's sacred. It's your spirit's way of decluttering, making room for those who see you, feel you, and speak your native tongue of depth and truth. The ones who won't blink when you talk about soul contracts, ancestral healing, or divine timing. They'll get it. They'll get you. So don't dim down. Don't conform. Keep vibrating high. Keep choosing soul over noise. You weren't made for small talk, chosen one. You were built for soul revolutions. And the ones meant for you? They're already on their way. Number 3, God is protecting your anointing. You ever wonder why plans just vanish into thin air? Why do certain people ghost you, or you suddenly feel repelled by a vibe that once felt warm? It's not random. That's not your social battery dying or your preferences changing. It's divine covering in motion. See, when you're a chosen one, you walk with spiritual assignments so powerful that they require divine insulation. You're not being isolated, you're being insulated. There's a big difference. Isolation feels like punishment. Insulation? That's divine strategy. God isn't keeping you away from people to make you lonely. He's preserving your purity, your clarity, and your discernment. Every unnecessary connection risks tampering with your spiritual frequency. It's like tuning a radio. Too many signals create static. And for chosen ones, static leads to confusion, delay, and detours. You begin absorbing energies that don't belong to you, engaging in warfare that wasn't assigned to you, and worst of all, forming soul ties that drain you instead of develop you. Let's be real. Not everyone who shows up in your life is there to water your soul. Some are just thirsty for your light. They don't come to add, they come to take. So when invitations fall through, relationships fizzle, and opportunities go quiet, that's divine interference at its finest. That's your soul being quarantined for growth, protection, and divine alignment. Remember, diamonds don't shine in daylight. They're forged and refined in darkness, under pressure, in solitude. That's what's happening to you. You're not being overlooked. You're being over-prepared. So don't mourn the missed invites. Don't chase what God has blocked. Your path is sacred, your gift is holy, and your time is coming. Until then, let the covering do its work. Number 4, your vibration repels the inauthentic. You ever sit back and wonder why that invite never came? Why plans mysteriously fell through? Or why you suddenly lost interest in someone who once lit up your phone? Let me tell you something real. That's not a coincidence. That's covering. Divine covering. When you're a chosen one, your path is sacred, your mission is divine, and your connections, they have to be curated by heaven, not just by your calendar. See, chosen ones don't walk like everybody else. You carry a spiritual assignment that requires clarity, not clutter, and too many random connections, too many brunches, phone calls, and vibes can dilute your discernment. Your spiritual ears start ringing with the wrong frequencies, and before you know it, you're dancing to a song that ain't even yours. That sudden ghosting, that unexplained tension, that I don't know what happened, that's not rejection, it's redirection. It's divine insulation. God's not isolating you. He's insulating your gift. Think about it like this. Your anointing is sacred oil, and every room you walk into, every person you let close, can either protect it or pollute it. According to Proverbs 4:23, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. That's not poetic fluff, it's strategy, because when you step into the wrong space, you don't just risk emotional harm, you risk spiritual contamination. You absorb energies that don't belong to you, inherit warfare you never asked for, and end up tied to souls you were never meant to journey with. Some people don't come to feed your spirit, they come to feed off it. You're their emotional gas station, their healing retreat, their inspiration, but they never pour back in, and when God sees that, He'll shut it down quick. That silence you hear, that's Him pulling you back for a reason. He's putting you in spiritual quarantine, not to punish you, but to polish you. So the next time you feel alone, overlooked, or left out, don't curse it. Praise it. That separation is sacred. It's heaven saying, you're too valuable to be everywhere. Diamonds don't sit out in the sun. They're formed in darkness, pressure, and time. And when the moment is right, you shine. Not prematurely, but purposefully. Number 5. You're an empath, and it's draining. Being a chosen one often means living with an invisible, powerful gift. Empathy. But not just everyday empathy. This is the spiritual kind, the kind that goes deeper than words, deeper than logic, and straight into the soul. You don't just understand how someone feels, you feel it yourself. You sense sadness behind someone's smile, anger behind their silence, and fear behind their pride. Even when they say, "I'm fine," you know they're not, and their pain becomes a part of your emotional atmosphere. It's as if your heart has a radar, constantly scanning for signals others can't even hear. This is why crowded places can feel like emotional war zones. Think about it. When you're surrounded by dozens of people, you're not just hearing chatter or seeing faces. You're picking up on every silent scream, every unspoken frustration, every drop of emotional turbulence swirling through the room. One person's anxiety starts to crawl up your spine. Another's heartbreak starts to sit in your chest. Someone's bitterness, it suddenly clouds your mood, and you don't even know why. It's not paranoia or drama, it's energetic absorption. Science backs this up in the realm of what psychologists call empaths, a term often used to describe people whose mirror neurons, brain cells that respond to others' emotions, are more active than average. Add spiritual depth to that, and you're not just reacting to emotion, you're carrying spiritual residue. You walk into a space feeling light, vibrant, even joyful, but after a while, you feel weighed down, drained, and disconnected. That's not just a bad day or mood swing, that's spiritual overload. And this is precisely why solitude isn't just a luxury for you, it's a lifeline. Solitude is where you detox. It's where your soul wrings itself out. It's where your spirit breathes again. Silence becomes sacred because it gives you space to listen to yourself, to distinguish your emotions from everyone else's. Alone time isn't you running away from people, it's you returning to you. So if you crave quiet or retreat from the noise, don't feel guilty. You're not broken. You're spiritually sensitive. And that sensitivity, it's not a weakness, it's a divine gift. One that connects you to humanity on a deeper level and to the divine in a way few truly understand. Number 6. Not everyone has good intentions. Let's be real, Earth Angel. When you walk into a room, energy shifts. People turn, heads tilt. It's not vanity, it's spiritual gravity. You carry a light within you that many can't explain but feel deeply. And because of that light, you attract attention, sometimes admiration, sometimes scrutiny. But not everyone who's drawn to you has good intentions. Some are curious, yes. They wonder how you move so gracefully through storms they couldn't even survive. Others are envious, seething silently behind smiles because your peace exposes their internal chaos. And then there are the dangerous ones, the spiritual assassins, sent to infiltrate your circle, to drain your energy, mimic your essence, and distract you from your divine mission. Chosen ones carry an energy that naturally exposes anything false. Your authenticity makes others uncomfortable, especially those who've built their identity on masks and performances. Your calm in crisis reveals their anxiety. Your truth rattles their lies. And when people feel exposed, they'll respond in one of two ways. They'll either try to imitate you, or they'll try to eliminate you. Yes, even those you thought were cheering for you. That's why discernment is your spiritual armor. Here's where it gets deep. Not every friend is a friend. Some connections are karmic tests, not divine assignments. Some people weren't sent to walk with you, they were sent to watch you, to study you, to copy you, and in some cases to stop you. These are spiritual agents in disguise, designed to look familiar, sound supportive, but spiritually they're saboteurs. But guess what? God sees them before you do. That's why he gives you the gift of solitude, not as punishment, but as preparation. In solitude, your spirit sharpens, your discernment increases. You learn to hear God louder than people. You learn to recognize energy without needing an explanation. Understand this. Being liked is not your mission. Being aligned is. You're not here to win popularity contests. You're here to walk in purpose. And purpose requires pruning of habits, of people, of illusions. So let them talk. Let them misunderstand you. Let them fall away. Because while they're busy plotting, God is busy positioning. And when the dust settles, your light will still be shining, brighter, stronger, and unmistakably chosen. Keep glowing, angel. Not everyone can handle your light, but the right ones will never be threatened by it. Number 7, you're being prepared for leadership, not popularity. The final and most powerful truth, chosen ones, is this. You are being set apart for a higher calling. And no, that's not just some feel-good phrase to ease your loneliness. It's a divine strategy. You see, true leaders aren't born in the spotlight. They're forged in silence. They're not raised in the comfort of crowds, but molded in the quiet of caves. God isolates before he elevates. Why? Because distractions dilute destiny. Before God can trust you with influence, he needs to refine your character. And that refinement rarely happens in comfort. You've probably been asking yourself, why wasn't I invited? Why am I always the one left out? Why don't they celebrate me like they do others? But here's the deeper truth. You weren't meant to be a background singer in someone else's song. You are being trained to be the conductor of your own orchestra. The absence of noise around you is not a lack of favor. It's the presence of divine focus. Let's go back to the greats. Moses was exiled to the desert before he could lead the Israelites out of Egypt. David was out tending sheep, forgotten by his own family before he was anointed king. Even Jesus, the Son of God, withdrew often into solitude to pray, reflect, and realign. Why? Because solitude isn't punishment. It's preparation. It's where spiritual muscles are built, distractions are stripped away, and vision becomes clear. In a world obsessed with being seen, you've been chosen to be shaped. You're not built for popularity. You're built for purpose. And purpose doesn't shout. It whispers. It calls you deeper. It demands focus, commitment, and a willingness to walk alone until it's time to lead. That's why your phone doesn't ring like theirs, why the doors they walk through aren't opening for you. Yet. Because your path is different, your calling is higher. And elevation always comes after isolation. So the next time you feel that sting of loneliness, shift your perspective. You're not being abandoned. You're being anointed. You're not left behind. You're being lifted up. Remember, caves don't bury you. They build you. God is crafting a leader in you. Your solitude is sacred. Chosen ones, if you've been feeling like you just don't fit in, good. You're not supposed to. You're not here to be everyone's favorite. You're here to be God's vessel. Don't fight your solitude. Embrace it. It's where your power is. It's where your vision gets clearer. It's where you hear God the loudest. You don't need a crowd to be validated. You don't need applause to be chosen. Your mission requires focus, and that focus comes from silence. Protect your peace. Honor your energy. And remember, you are not alone. You are just set apart. You were never made to fit in. You were made to stand out. Stay strong, stay awake, and stay aligned on your spiritual journey. If this message hit your spirit, like, comment, and share it with another chosen one who needs to hear this. Your solitude is sacred, and your calling, it's divine. See you in the next video, chosen ones.